Cartwright, Crane, Davis,
Present.
Drake,
Present.
Eggleston,
Present.
Farr, Fry,
Present.
Gainey, Gobble,
Present.
Gray,
Present.
Hatcher,
Present.
Hendricks,
Present.
Kahn, Knight,
Present.
Lindsberg,
Present.
Lynch,
Present.
Mango, Melfi,
Present.
McDonald,
Present.
Morningstar,
Present.
Parham,
Present.
Randall,
Present.
Richardson,
Present.
Sanford,
Present.
Schaefer,
Present.
Shaw,
Present.
Shipp, Smith, Smith,
Present.
Thompson,
Present.
Thomas,
Present.
Troy,
Present.
Vales,
Present.
Witten,
Present.
Zhao.
Is there a motion to approve the journal from March 28th, 2012?
Semi.
Is there a second? Without objection, so ordered. We're now live for general orders. We will now hear from support reports from Senate leadership. Senator Hendricks is recognized.
Hey everyone, at our Rules Committee meeting on Monday, we approved absences, and so I'll be emailing you, those of y'all that who turned in the absences to let y'all know if they got approved. And also, I just wanted to remind the vice chair, so please be sending your committee reports in, preferably within 24 hours of your committee meeting. And those reports can be found online on Blackboard, and if you have trouble finding it, you can email me and I can send you a copy. And also, again, if you have absences, please turn those forms into my box. I yield the questions.
Senator Hendricks yields the question.
Oh. Also, for all the chairs, when y'all come up here, there's a little cheat sheet on how to do the little appointing cabinet people, so y'all can look at that. I yield the questions.
Senator yields the questions. Thank you, Senator Hendricks. The chair now recognizes Senator Bridges of the Academics Committee.
Good afternoon. The Academics Committee, we hold our meetings at 7:30 on Mondays, so I've gotten a couple questions about that, just to let everybody know. Also, we recently welcomed a new member of Senate Victoria to our committee, so we're very excited about that. And as I stated last week, we're making advising our #1 priority. So we've just started doing some research and just trying to find out about the different colleges and different schools and how they do advising and ways we feel is the most efficient and the way students get their requirements filled in a timely manner. We are looking at some other things. We mentioned some things in the Rules Committee that we got some good feedback on, so we're going to check into that and see how far that goes before I start saying things without a little bit of research. I yield to questions.
Senator Bridges yields the questions. Thank you, Senator Bridges.
Thank you.
The chair now recognizes Senator Bishop of the Athletics Committee. Does the vice chair wish to speak? Seeing none, the chair now recognizes Senator Shaw of the Environmental Committee.
Hey guys, we met on Wednesday after Senate, and a couple of things that we have going on right now. The university just recently appointed a new recycling coordinator, so I'll be meeting with him hopefully soon, either this week or next week, and we're going to talk about actually getting the funding or just the grant to get new recycle bins. And I'll be meeting with Dining tomorrow at 11 o'clock to just talk about some things some sustainable ideas that can happen to dining. And as far as that, that's the only thing. And I know we're working with Zim Rideshare to get campus carpooling going on. And as far as that, that's the only thing going on right now.
Senator Shaw yields to questions. Senator Thomas.
Mr. President, would you mind explaining what ZimRide is?
Yeah, sure. Well, Zim Rideshare is basically a way that it works through Facebook. Students can log in, and if they have, if one person is willing to basically drive a couple people home, back out of state or anywhere, they can sign up through Facebook. They can pay them, and basically they'll just carpool to the back home, and they can carpool back, and it's just a way students can just get rides back home.
Senator, further yield? Senator Shaw, further yields to questions? Thank you, Senator Shaw. The chair now recognizes Senator Melfi of the Finance Committee.
Good afternoon. Not too much going on with the Finance Committee, seeing as the semester is coming to an end, so not many organizations are requesting funds. Last week we did pass a good number of budget transfers that would be coming up tonight. We've had a lot of trouble selecting a good meeting time, so our meeting time has changed again to Wednesdays immediately following Senate. I'd also like to announce that we have received several new committee members, a few of which will be joining us tonight. We are also open for more members, so I encourage you to come out and check out the Finance Committee. I yield to questions.
Senator Melfi yields to questions. Thank you, Senator Melfi. The chair now recognizes Senator Bales of the Judiciary Committee.
Mr. President, I have no report.
Thank you, Senator Bales. The chair now recognizes Senator Thomas of the Multicultural Affairs Committee.
Good afternoon. Mr. President, can I have permission to pass out these Ally Week flyers?
Yes.
What you're receiving now, as well as our senators, as well as our guests, is a copy of the schedule for Ally Week. And what that is, that's sponsored by the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. And Ally Week will be held next week, April the 9th, all the way through April the 13th. And what I want to do is encourage every student government member, from those in cabinet as well as Senate, to attend these events to create a more inclusive community for the University of South Carolina. And so please take one of those. And again, if you do not receive one tonight, it will be sent out at the end of the week through listserv and Blackboard. So please, please, please check your email. Please try to attend those events as student government members. Additionally, we are currently in AMSA Week right now. I told you about that last week. I also sent that out through an email so you would know those events. I've seen a couple of you at those events, so thank you for attending those events. Please continue to do so. There's a talent show going on right now at 6 o'clock, or going on in just a couple of minutes at 6 o'clock in the Russell House Theater, so if you get a chance to swing by there, that will be 6 to 7 tonight in the Russell House Theater. Also, I encourage you to go to tomorrow on Green Street. There will be a meet and greet for some AMSA organizations. So again, I encourage you to just stop by, pick up some information, whether you yourself are going to join or know some other students who can join as well. Again, Thursday will be the last event for this week, and AMSA Week will close on April the 14th, next Saturday, at the Strom Wellness Center, and that's from 11 to 2 next Saturday, not this Saturday. But again, student government is invited. All students are invited. It's just not for students involved in AMSA organizations. They're going to have a caterer there doing some hamburgers and hot dogs and some other things. So again, I encourage you as student government members to please attend the events listed. I also do want to say that a lot of times student government doesn't go to these events because they're unaware. And so I do want to just make the point that you are aware of these events, and I do encourage you. So not knowing cannot be excuse for not going to these events. As far as multicultural affairs of the committee is concerned, James Sanford is now our new vice chair, and will be turning in those minutes. So congrats to James as well. We still meet Wednesdays at 4:30, just before Senate. So please, if you would like to join our committee, I've heard that one of the senators that's going to be approved tonight will be joining us. So I look forward to seeing more members of the Multicultural Affairs Committee. But again, we meet 4:30 on Wednesdays. You'll hear more information about Ally Week again through your email address, and then we really want to encourage you to come out to all these events given. So with that, I yield to questions.
Senator Thomas yields to questions. Thank you, Senator Thomas.
Thank you.
The chair now recognizes Senator Richardson of the Powers and Responsibilities Committee.
Mr. President,
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. It's been a very busy week with powers and responsibilities, and I'd like to thank everyone who was able to help, like with all 15 cabinet appointments and plus the 2 senator appointments. I mean, without you guys, it would not have been as efficient as it was. Anyways, we are very excited to announce that we have 2 new people appointed to the Senate. One who will finally complete the Hospitality, Retail, and Sports Management School. We're very excited to welcome Mr. Strickland tonight later after sworn in, as well as Latoya Jeter to the school's social work. Also in powers and responsibilities, we discussed the YouTube channel, which our Sergeant of Arms, Paul, will be heading, and I encourage you all, if you have reports, to go talk to him so we can try and get the word about student government out to the public. Another initiative that Powers and Responsibilities is hoping to take on, I don't know if you guys know this, but we have like a Senate office and Campus Life Center, and it's kind of dull and boring. So to kind of liven that up and also promote some motivation and inspiration within the office, I would like each senator to come up with a quote, most likely about leadership, and just hand them in to me next Senate meeting, and we will try to get those posted. We have finalized our Senator of the Month process, and we will be working with the clerk and the chief of staff to get that process moving. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. I know a lot of you are competitive, so I encourage that competitiveness. And we have well-qualified applicants for the law school, but they will not be interviewed till next semester because they have upcoming exams, and we don't want to disrupt them with that. But those seats will be filled soon. And last but not least, we do have 5 seats left open. I know you guys are looking around and you kind of see it's almost full. We're almost there, and I hope to complete this goal by the end of the year. One's in social work, one is in public health, one's in education, and 2 in music. If you have any friends, please encourage them to apply. This is a great opportunity. And one more final thing, the Dooley program, which if any of you guys are rising juniors or seniors, I encourage you to apply. It's a great leadership program here at the University of South Carolina. It takes place May 2nd to the 3rd at Charleston, and I believe is all the way paid for, so why not apply? And that is it from Powers and Responsibilities, and now yield to questions.
Senator Richardson yields to questions? Yes, Senator Shaw.
What was that program called for the rising juniors and seniors?
You lead if you're a rising junior or senior. You can apply in the Campus Life Center.
Senator, further yields? Thank you, Senator Richardson. The chair now recognizes Senator Bailey of the Safety and Transportation Committee.
Good evening, guys. How are y'all doing? I just want to welcome Brittany Gainey as our new member of Safety and Transportation. Also, during our meeting today, we went over a couple things as far as the call box and doing a safety pathway to 5 Points. Amy Beth got back with me, and she talked to the director's board at 5 Points. They like the idea. They think they're all on board for it. Things that they wanted. They wanted specific locations, and they wanted some specific costs that it would be to them, and other things of that nature. What we did was we worked on some locations. I brought another visual aid, also done in lovely green highlighter, since I don't have any legitimate markers. Right here is all the call box locations on campus as of now on the right half of campus. And here is our goal for the locations of the future call boxes. Going down Blossom Street after the train tracks, we'll have an additional 3. Additional 3 on Green Street after the train tracks, and also on College Street right behind Capstone, around that sketchy bridge area pathway. We want to do 3 as well, and then 4 along Hardin Street. Those would be included in the 3. That would basically just be 1 at the end of the Divine Street, which we think would be a good location as far as call boxes and safety in the 5 Points area is concerned. Also, as far as the costs are concerned with the call boxes, I talked to a Mr. Watson with the Columbia Police today. He thinks it's a great idea, and he said that he will talk to their provider of the call boxes about costs. They're thinking about doing call boxes with cameras, and then also some kind of like street light type things, because those pathways are a little dark in the evening. And he said by the end of this week or next week he'd get back to me with some legitimate numbers. And I now yield to questions.
Senator Bailey yields to questions. Thank you, Senator Bailey.
Thank you.
Chair now recognizes Senator Lynch of the Student Services Committee.
Thank you, Mr. President. Once again, it's hard to follow up Mr. Ryan with his awesome visual presentations, but I'm going to try. We're extremely excited to be welcoming Ms. Emma Morningstar into the Committee of Student Services, so that's a good thing we have. We're working on 2 major things that we really want to kick out of our way towards the end of the semester, and one of those is the Neighborhood Association petition, the thing that I gave out to each of you guys last week during Senate, and I once again urge you guys to get that signed and throw it in my box, please. And basically that's just, if you need a reminder, it's just getting our voice out there, and so we can have representation in the community, because we are a huge part of the Columbia community, obviously. And we actually have set up with Ms. Jessica Kazmarek and Adriana Garcia, who will soon be our Deputy and Secretary of Student Services, and we've set up a Green Street Day on April 19th for us to go out there, get a table, and shoot out the last 200 signatures. We only need 200 more signatures. So we're gonna have donuts out there, and I'll email all of you guys so you can figure out when, or if you guys can come help out that day. It would be deeply appreciated. And another thing we're working on that Mizzell hit on was the rideshare program. There's a process to get this rideshare program going. It's something that we really see that we need, because our campus is very unique, traffic is terrible, and we really want to get it going, but we have a process, and one is research. Right now what we're doing, along with Adriana, Jessica, and my committee, is that we're looking at universities that use it, and we're looking at universities who use alternative programs, and we're going to kind of crunch numbers together and get it down on paper. And then the second thing we're going to start doing this week is getting student feedback. And that's one of the biggest things, because we want to make sure that the students want this program in the first place. So what my committee is going to start doing is we're going to be working with Adam Mayer, your senatorial coordinator, and we're going to go ahead and schedule meetings with organizations and just figure out, talk to them about it a little bit, explain it to them, and see if they want to see this program go through. And then last but not least, once we figure out if we have some positive feedback from the research and positive feedback from students, we're going to go straight into talking to administration and getting it going. So that's where we are right now. We're in the research phase. And I'm going to be working with Mizzell and also Ms. Erin Steiner on getting it going and getting this research together. And that's pretty much it. I yield the question.
Senator Lynch yields the questions. Senator Thomas.
Mr. President, I was wondering if there was any costs associated with this.
With
Zimride?
Yes, Zimride, yeah, there will be costs. It's actually $10,000 a year. However, the thing we're doing right now is we're looking at alternatives. And also, if we end up going with Zimride, we're going to end up most definitely partnering with another part of administration, probably safety and transportation, or Sustainable Carolina, because this is a big thing with being energy efficient. So right now, that is the price that they have, $10,000. However, we're still looking up alternatives and other things that we can do. Any other questions?
Senator Lynch, further yields. Thank you, Senator Lynch.
Thank you all.
We're now in line for a report from any delegation chairs wishing to speak. We're now in line for a report from freshman council. Seeing none, we are now in line for a report from the Residence Hall Association. Yes. Representative is recognized.
Hello everyone, my name is Philip Allen. I'm a representative for Residence Hall Association. Currently I'm the senator from Capstone. This week in RHA, we are getting ready to swear in our new exec board members next week at a banquet. We also passed legislation allowing for people who wish to participate and walk a mile in their shoes to be paid. We're going to pay for the registration for these men. It's a event to try to raise awareness for domestic violence, making men walk in high-end heels about a mile in order to get an experience. We really are excited and we want to support this and invite everyone to let them all know about this amazing opportunity. We also allocated about $5,000 to a central campus block party in hopes to get more people invited together. We're going to be passing out t-shirts, tie-dyeing, and there's going to be food from Domino's as well as other vendors. I yield for the questions.
Representative yields the questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're now in line for a report from our student body treasurer, Coy Gibson.
Hello, Senators. Hope everyone had a good week and a good weekend. My report is starting off with the comptrollers. We've had a great response for applications for comptrollers. We've had 30 applications sent in for people to be comptrollers. Last year we only had 12 comptrollers. So the fact that we've had 30 applications is outstanding. It's a testament to people spreading the word, and I can't thank you enough for that. I am in the interview stage. I'm interviewing the comptrollers and going from there. After that, later this month, I'm going to be putting together the student government budget, which will be eventually proposed to Senate. I talked on that last week, but it will be prepared by the end of this month. Moving on, we do have $5,407 left in the redistribution fund. I mentioned and explained briefly about the redistribution fund last week with everyone here today and the appointees. I can go in further depth if anyone wants any extra explanation on what that is after Senate, if they would like. That's very important. Make sure if you're in any student organizations that they are aware of that. I have been in contact with organizations. They should be aware of it, but just to further emphasize the point, please do that. I'm looking forward. We've set a date for the finance retreat. That's going to be good. It's later this month. Looking forward to that, working with the finance committee on that. And lastly, I want to recognize before our future cabinet and the Senate, my staff members. I do have a staff. I have my chief of staff is Austin Solheim. He's in the back. Austin, will you stand up, please? That is Austin. You can contact him if you need to for anything relating to student organizations or just in general if you can't find me. Also is Katie O'Shields. She's in the back. Wave, Katie. She is the executive secretary to the treasurer as well. And I couldn't do, I need my staff. So again, I yield to questions.
Treasurer Gibson yields to questions.
Thank you.
Treasurer. We're now live for a report from our student body president, Kenny Tracy.
Good evening, everybody. I wanted to start by kind of piggybacking off a couple Senator reports. I'm starting with Senator Richardson. The LEAD retreat is a very good opportunity for rising juniors and seniors. I went on it last year. It's a day retreat down in Charleston after finals are over. It gives you a chance to interact with a bunch of different leaders from different organizations around campus. Just a very good interaction to utilize in the upcoming year and just develop friendships there. So please apply to that. Also, Senator Thomas, I'm talking about coming out to these events. We'll do our best to make you aware of any events going on around campus. But please go wear student government your student government shirts. Please interact, get your ideas, get feedback. So that's why we're here to represent those organizations and those students. So please feel free to go to those and bring things back. A little bit about what I've been doing. I, along with my press secretary, Emily Cooper, met with Colin Campbell today, just trying to have an open line of communication with the Daily Gamecock, talking about different things we want to do there. We're going to look into doing a kind of a letter from the president every month in the Daily Gamecock, just a little column, kind of updating people on what's going on around student government, just make people aware that we exist outside of election time. So trying to bridge that connection a little bit. Also, going to give you guys a couple dates to keep in mind. I think I mentioned last week the student ticketing press conference. That's been moved to Monday, April 9th from 10 to 11 in the theater. That is a kind of an unveiling of the new ticketing system, and so it's very important for everybody to be there. So they'll be kind of walking through what it is, how to use it, all that stuff. And then we'll be having a student ticketing fair on the 9th and the 10th. So right after the press conference, we'll go on to Green Street, where they'll be handing out memorabilia, different student ticketing promo items, and also further explaining to people out there. So on the 9th, Monday, it'll be on Green Street from 11 to 1, and then on the 10th, it'll be on the Russell's patio from 11 to 1 as well. So please come out to those. CAUDA meeting, we had one last night, our second one. It's going great. Everybody's off to a running start. Everybody's doing well, being very proactive. Very happy to see everybody here tonight, up for appointment tonight. So hopefully all that goes well. And with that, I will yield to questions.
President Tracy yields to questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Tracy. We're now live for special orders. We're now live for Senate nominations. Senator Richardson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. All right. Mr. President, I move to appoint James Strickland to the School of Hospitality, Retail, and Sports Management Senate seat, where he has been found duly qualified.
The question is appointment. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And the ayes have it.
All right. Mr. President, I also move to appoint LaToya Jeter to the School of Social Work Senate seat, where she has also been found duly qualified.
The question is appointment. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Congratulations, y'all.
If the two new senators would please come to the front for the oath of office to be delivered by the pro tem. Senator Hendricks is recognized.
Alright, can you raise your right hand? I state your name. Do solemnly pledge to faithfully execute the office of Student Body Senator, to abide by the Student Government Constitution, to uphold the Carolinian Creed, and to represent my constituents to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
We are now in line for the approval of presidential nominations. Does the senator wish to be recognized? Senator Richardson.
Mr. President, I move to confirm the appointment of President Kenny Tracy, Secretary of Campus Signing Carly Smolin.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of the President Kenny Tracy to the office of Secretary of Greek Affairs Andy Hesse.
The question is appointment. All in favor? Excuse me. The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Mr. President, I move to confirm the appointment of the President Kenny Tracy to the office of Secretary of Greek Affairs Teresa Wosner.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Kenny Tracy to the office of Secretary of Institutional Affairs Summer Bass.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Kenny Tracy to the office of Secretary of Organizational Outreach Brandon White.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Alumni Relations Tom Bell.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Business Relations Jim Frazee.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Government Relations Morgan DeSantorini.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Community Service Tony Stevenson.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Disability Service Frankie Pruitt.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Freshman Council Advisor CJ Lake.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed?
Nay.
And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Freshman Council Advisor Trey Gordner.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Elections Commissioner Joshua Watts.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Historian Lydia Adams.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
And finally, I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the office of Attorney General Daniel Anthony.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it. Would the cabinet members please approach the bench to be sworn in by the pro tem? Senator Hendricks is recognized. Oh, we'll do it this way, so we don't have everyone at once. Yeah, please come forward. We'll get this larger group out of the way, and then we'll bring everyone else up.
Alright, can you raise your right hands and repeat after me? I state your name.
I state your name.
Do do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
to faithfully execute the office of Student Body Secretary,
the office of Student Body Secretary,
to abide by the Student Government Constitution,
to abide by the Student Government Constitution,
to uphold the Carolinian Creed,
to uphold the Carolinian Creed,
and to represent my constituents
and to represent my constituents
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Could the members please remain at the front? I apologize, but for sake of order, could we do that one more time and do a fill-in position rather than everyone becoming the student government secretary? Just for sake of order, we need to, each one of you need to state your own individual position in order to be approved.
Okay, can y'all raise your hands again? Sorry about that. I state your name.
I, Sandra Lang,
Do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
to faithfully execute the office of
freshman council advisor,
to abide by the Student Government Constitution,
to abide by the Student Government Constitution,
to uphold the Carolinian Creed,
to uphold the Carolinian Creed,
and to represent my constituents
and to represent my
to
constituents
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Maybe seated. We're now in line for further approval of presidential nominations. Senator Shaw is recognized.
Mr. President, I move to confirm the appointment of President of Kenny Tracy to the Office of President of Aaron Steiner to the Office of Environmental Affairs.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it. Thank you. We will do those all together. We're now in line for further approval of nominations from the President. Senator Bridges is recognized.
Mr. President, I move to confirm the appointment of our President, Kenny Tracy, to the, I move to confirm the appointment of our President, Kenny Tracy, Miller Hayne, as the Secretary of Academics.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Thank you.
We're now in line for further approval of nominations. Senator Bailey.
I now move to confirm the appointment of President Kenny Tracy for Eric Singleton to the office of Secretary of Safety and Transportation.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it. We're now in line for further approval of nominations from the President.
Mr. President, I move to be recognized.
Senator Thomas.
I move to confirm the appointment by President Kenny Tracy, Jonathan Moore to the Office of Secretary of Diversity and Inclusion.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Additionally, I move to confirm the appointment by President Kenny Tracy of James C. Wilkins to the Office of Deputy Secretary of Diversity and Inclusion.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Thank you.
We're now in line for further approval of presidential nominations. Senator Lynch is recognized.
I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the Office of Secretary of Student Services to Jessica Kazmarek.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it.
Okay. I move to confirm the appointment of President Tracy to the Office of Deputy Secretary of Student Services to Adriana Garcia.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it. We are now in line for further approval of nominations of further approval of presidential nominations. Senator Banks.
I move to confirm the appointment of the president of the
to confirm the appointment of President Kenny Tracy of Travis Horn to the office of Secretary of Athletics.
The question is confirmation. All in favor? All opposed? And the ayes have it. Will the new cabinet members please approach the bench to be sworn in by the pro tem?
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Travis Horn,
Do solemnly pledge.
do solemnly pledge
To faithfully execute.
to faithfully execute
The office of.
the office of Secretary of Athletics,
To abide by the student government constitution.
to abide by the student government constitution,
To uphold the Carolinian Creed.
to uphold the Carolinian Creed,
And to represent my constituents.
and to represent my
To the
constituents
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Are there any other approvals for presidential nominations? With that, we are now in line for first reading calendar. Seeing none, we are now in line for the uncontested second reading calendar. Seeing none, we are now in line for the contested second reading calendar. Seeing none, we are now in line for open discussion. Is any senator wishing to speak? Yes, Senator Fry.
The Powers and Responsibilities Committee has been working on an electronic voting system for senators, and after doing some research, we found that the iClicker system is basically what every other school uses, and they just put it in a slide on a PowerPoint with the iClicker. Okay, I yield.
Senator Fry yields to questions. Senator Gray.
Is this something that we're looking at in the near future, or
Yes.
do you have any estimates as to when?
I mean, we don't know when yet. We're just doing research right now. So we've done our research, and now we will move further in our next meeting.
Does the senator further yield?
Yes.
Senator Schaefer.
Will those be provided for the senators, or what?
Yes. If we decide to do it, they'll be provided.
Does the senator further yield?
Yes.
Senator Gray.
Is it possible that the body can determine, like, through vote or something, if we want to adopt that process?
When there's a bill, there will be a vote. Okay.
Does the senator further yield?
Yes.
Thank you, Senator Fry. Are there any other senators wishing to speak in open discussion? Thank you. We are now in line for announcements. Are there any senators wishing to speak? Senator Richardson.
Just a quick reminder, y'all, please come up with your quotes and get them to me, particularly pertaining to leadership. Get them to me by next Senate meeting because I like to get those up. And special thanks to Aubrey Fry for being up there and the courage to speak. Love sharing and delegating those tasks. She did a great job. Thank y'all.
Are there any other senators wishing to speak? Senator Thomas.
Mr. President, I have a question.
Yes. Please stand.
What is the link / the information on the Ustream? How is that working? Is it streamed live? And also, what is the link, and how can we publicize that to the student body so they can view?
I'll share that in just a moment, my announcements. Any other senators wishing to speak for announcements? All right, I've got a few. First, I'll start off with the mirage of weeks that we have going on. Being that this week is OMSA week, as you heard, continue to attend those events. This is also via a proclamation from President Pastides, been dubbed National Graduate and Professional Student Week. And so our GSA president, Andrew Dorsey, has put a lot of work into that. And hopefully you've all received a calendar via email. If you have not, it is online as well. And you can ask for it from us. There's a number of events going on this week that we'd really enjoy some of the senators to go out to. And then in line with those weeks, next week is Ally Week, as Senator Thomas mentioned, and it's also SGTV Week. And I mentioned that specifically also to take a moment to thank SUTV for allowing us to use their equipment. That's what we'll be using for mics as well as for video streaming online. So to go into that real quick, we will be streaming online for each Senate session. We'll also be producing a number of short videos about initiatives that we're working on. If you can contact your committee chairman or directly to the Sergeant-at-Arms, Paul Kritzman, if you would like to have a video made for one of those. As far as publicizing the streaming, it will be tweeted and Facebook updated from the student government Twitter. We would prefer that you would actually retweet that. That way we both kill two birds with one stone. We get the student government Twitter out there as well as the link to the streaming website. So you can find that there at USC-SPAN. So definitely follow that if you don't, and then that will be where you can find the streaming. And then we're going to continue to develop that multimedia side of Senate. On a social side, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Susie Kutcher, is organizing a game known as Assassins. If you're not familiar with this, it is a game in which you are assigned a target, and each person has the one who you are the target of, and in order to eliminate them from the game, you must shoot them with water in some way, and depending on the rules that they've set forth. So if you were interested in that, you've either been invited on Facebook, or you can contact her to be invited on Facebook. I guarantee you, we're doing it in Ambassadors. It's quite a bit of fun. If you don't feel like looking over your shoulder that often, or if you do feel like looking over your shoulder often, definitely get involved, because you start to wonder who's coming after you. So it's a good time. If you're late coming into Senate, please see the clerk. Thank you so much for everyone who conducted interviews over the last week, especially the Power and Responsibilities, having such a high number. Thank you for committing the time to that. If you need a binder, whether you're a new senator or whether you missed the retreat and were not able to get one, please see the clerk afterwards so we can get a final count for how many new binders that we do need. Again, lead retreat, as President Tracy mentioned. And please be sure to be in contact with your cabinet members working on initiatives there. Last two things. We're actually going to go really quickly into a brief legislative workshop. It's going to be about 10 minutes long. So if all of you are, if you're at all able to stay, it'll be very brief. The staff will conduct that, just so you'll have a little bit greater knowledge past what you learned on the retreat, and then also if you weren't able to attend the retreat, as far as how legislation works, the process to go through there, and where you would go to find out more information. This will continue to happen as we get further into the session. And while they're setting that up, if the delegation chairs would please come forward, just so I can be with you for just a second right up here. And I will entertain the motions. There's been a motion to adjourn. Without objection, so ordered. And we'll